Hi, thank you, enthusiastic studio audience. Welcome to High School Challenge 2013. We're so happy to have you with us here today. Two fine teams from Southern Cayuga and Greene, from up north and from down south here from Dryden. That's the direction we're going. Let's meet the team from Greene and their captain, Zach Sorensen.
Hi, my name is Zach Sorensen. I'm a senior, and I intend to study computer sciences at Binghamton University.
Hi, I'm Alec Target, and hopefully in the future I'll go into music, composition, and performance.
I'm Kiri Nusis, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Chelsea, I'm a junior. I'm planning on going and studying computer security.
All right, the team from Greene is coached by Tracy Wood and Bethany Cutting. All right, now let's meet the team from Southern Cayuga and their captain, Tom Seidel.
I'm Tom Steidel, and I'm a junior.
I'm Megan Walker, and I'm a senior.
I'm Andrew Steiner, and I'm a junior.
I'm Adam Monroe, and I'm a junior.
Okay, the team from Southern Cayuga, coached as always by Carl Scheffler. All right, teams, this is our last preliminary round match for both teams, and let's have some fun here. We start off with nothing but toss-ups. The first one is a 5-pointer. It's an old-fashioned slang term for coffee. It's a programming language. It's also
Java.
Java is what we're looking for. That's correct. For 10 points. If the movement of one of these has both strike and dip components, it is known as an oblique slip one. They also come in transform and strike slip.
Tectonic plates.
I'm sorry, no, I'll finish it. Name these cracks in Earth's surface, the movement of which causes earthquakes.
Southern Cayuga, Andrew.
Faults.
Fault is correct. I'm sure you've all heard that the fault underneath Haiti has been renamed by the Obama administration. It's been called Bush's fault. For 5 points. They may be coordinating, correlative, or subordinating. What are these parts of speech that connect parts of a sentence?
Southern Cayuga, Tom.
Conjunctions.
They are conjunctions, yes. For 10 points, their M type can be produced in response to transfusions of a different blood type, while the E type is responsible for allergic reactions. Name these immune system proteins produced by the B cells in response to antigens. At the buzzer.
Southern Cayuga, Andrew.
White blood cells.
I'm sorry, no. Can you take it? Greene.
Greene, Kira.
Antibodies.
Antibodies is correct for 10. Here's a 10-pointer. The correlative conjunction neither nor is what in Spanish?
Greene, Alec.
Ni.
Yes, it's ni, not just ni. You're correct. For 5 points. What name, which can also refer to a line that crosses through a curve, is given to the ratio of the hypotenuse divided by the adjacent angle to an angle in a right triangle?
Greene, Zach.
Tangent.
I'm sorry, no. Can you take it, Southern Cayuga? At the buzzer.
Southern Cayuga, Tom.
Cosine.
No, it's a secant. For 5 points. It was the first celebration of Independence Day west of the Mississippi. It was held at Independence Creek in 1805 by the party led by which two explorers?
Greene, Zach.
Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and Clark is correct for 5. Here's another 5-pointer. Symbolized by the Greek letter lambda and equal to velocity divided by...
Southern Cayuga, Tom.
Wavelength.
That's correct, Tom. Wavelength. Wait to be identified. A visual toss-up now, a brain buster. Watch your monitor for 3 clues to a word or its homophone. Those 3 clues are cotillion, sphere, and cry lustily.
Greene, Alec.
Circle.
Sorry, no. Can you take it, Southern Cayuga? Put it back up again, please. There you go. Call time. The answer is ball, either spelled B-A-L-L as in cotillion or sphere, and B-A-W-L as cry lustily. For 5 points, 5 Weeks in a Balloon, Journey to the Center of the Earth, and From the Earth to the Moon were all authored by what French?
Greene, Chelsea.
Jules Verne.
Jules Verne is correct for 5 points. That brings us to the end of a well-played first match. What's our score, please? Tina, after one round.
Greene 30, Southern Cayuga 25.
Okay, I thought it was very close, and
Yeah.
it is. 5 points separating the two teams. Southern Cayuga, that means you'll have first bid in the answer auction, and I will give you the answer auction question now for both teams. Listen carefully. In the U.S. House of Representatives, the voting members come from all the states. There are 10 states either represented by Democrats in a 4-to-1 ratio or better, or by all Democrats. How many of those very blue states can you name? We'll give you some time to think about it while they're making up their minds about their opening bids. I will tell the folks at home that the team with the highest bid must then give that number of correct answers without giving an incorrect answer in order to earn 40 points. If they can't do that, the other team must give just one answer not already given that is correct, and that will get them 20 points. If they can't do that, the original high bidder gets the 20 points. Southern Cayuga, you have the first bid. What's your opening bid, please?
2.
They bid 2. Will you go 3, Greene?
Yes, we'll go 3.
They'll go 3. Will you go 4?
Pass.
All right. 3 states that have either representatives that are Democrats in a 4-to-1 ratio or better, or all Democrats.
New York.
Sorry, no. Give me 1 for 20 points, Southern Cayuga.
California.
I'm sorry, no. So the 20 points goes to Greene. The correct answers are Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Oregon, Rhode Island, and Vermont. California and New York are both Democrat, but they're only by about a 2-to-1 margin. All right, that brings us to the end of round 2. Tina, what's our score, please?
Greene 50, Southern Cayuga 25.
All right, only 25 points separating the teams, and we're going to move on in our next round to toss-ups and bonuses. We'll be back with that in a moment on TC3's High School Challenge 2013. Hi, welcome back. Tina, what's our score after 2 rounds, please?
Greene 50, Southern Cayuga 25.
All right, let's see what happens in this round, where if you answer a toss-up correctly, your team gets a chance at a bonus worth 20 points. Here's our first toss-up. It leads to a bonus in the category The Divine Comedy. In late February, which country's foreign minister joined the Arab League in proposing direct talks to end the Syrian civil war?
Southern Cayuga, Andrew.
Russia.
Russia's is correct for 10 points. And here is the bonus in The Divine Comedy. I want you to give me the full name of the author of The Divine Comedy. No, huh? Okay, his name was Dante Alighieri. Who serves as guide for Dante's trip from purgatory to paradise? Okay, the answer is Beatrice, his girlfriend. While not mentioned in an official doctrine of any Christian church, what area described by Dante is supposedly reserved for those unbaptized but blameless? Limbo is correct. And finally, according to Dante, both heaven and hell have how many levels each? I would think 7 too. The correct answer is 9.
5 bonus points.
Rocks, the category of the next bonus. Here's the toss-up for 10. Interestingly enough, sort of about a rock. Marble is a crystalline form of this element's carbonate that is also known as limestone. This element has an electron configuration of argon 4s2.
Southern Cayuga, Tom.
Calcium.
Calcium is correct, Tom, for 10 points and a chance at this rocks bonus. It began using the slogan, "We have the strength of Gibraltar," way back in 1896. What company has used the Rock of Gibraltar as its logo ever since? Captain?
No answer.
The answer is Prudential. In 1975, an entrepreneur named Gary Dahl packaged small tumbled stones in boxes and sold over 1 million of them at $4 a piece. What did he call them?
No.
Sacks of rocks.
Pop rocks.
He called them pet rocks.
Oh,
He also gave them, just in the packaging, gave you ideas of how to take care of them. It's all very important. Which Irish rock is said to bestow eloquence on those who kiss it?
what?
Captain?
Say it louder.
That's the Blarney Stone. And finally, what was supposedly the spot where the Pilgrims set foot in the New World?
Plymouth Rock. Plymouth
Plymouth
Rock.
Rock is correct. By the way, there was no mention of it until 1741, but that's where they
5 bonus
supposedly.
points.
Thank you, Tina. Orbital's the category of the next bonus. Here's the toss-up for 10. Spell crystalline.
Greene, Zach.
Cyrstline.
I'm sorry, no. Can you take it? Southern Cayuga.
Southern Cayuga, Tom.
Crystallline.
Yeah, you put the R and Y backwards, Zach. Correct answer is what Tom said. And here is your bonus, orbitals. I want you to identify the following about how electrons are assigned to orbitals from the descriptions I give. First, this principle states that no two electrons can share the same quadruplet of quantum numbers.
You're the one in college.
Yeah, no.
Captain?
No answer.
The answer is Pauli exclusion principle. According to this principle, the structure of electrons in an atom builds up as each electron is assigned to the lowest available energy sublevel.
Nah, you guys are supposed to be doing this.
That is the Aufbau principle. This rule says that if a sublevel is partially filled, then electrons should be spread out among the orbitals in that sublevel as evenly as possible.
Pass.
That is Hund's rule. And finally, after potassium and calcium fill the 4s orbital, this sublevel is filled next in the first period of transition.
D. D orbital.
More specific. The 3D is what we were looking for, 3D orbital.
No bonus points.
We'll discuss that later, okay? Shot down the category of the next bonus. Here's the toss-up for 10 points. The tallest mountain in the northeastern United States, it once saw a 231 mile per hour wind gust measured at its summit. What's this New Hampshire peak named for a U.S. president?
Southern Cayuga, Andrew.
Mount McKinley.
I'm sorry, no. Can you take it, Greene? Too late. It is Mount Washington. For 10 points, for this question, please give your answer as a percentage. What is the probability of exactly one success if a trial is attempted twice and each attempt has a success rate of 75%?
Greene, Alec.
Oh,
Sorry, we'll have to call time. Can you take it, Southern Cayuga? Call time. The answer is 37.5%. Still playing for that bonus in the category shot down. Here's the toss-up. In 1974, the United States had 2 men serving as president and vice president, neither of whom had been elected to either of those posts. Who were they?
Greene, Zach.
Lyndon Baines Johnson and Richard Nixon.
Sorry, no. Can you take it, Southern Cayuga? Gerald Ford, who was appointed vice president by Richard Nixon and then became president when Nixon resigned. Nelson Rockefeller, who was appointed vice president by Gerald Ford. Still playing for that bonus shot down. Here's the 10-point toss-up. The main character's name is Christian. The book follows his travels from the city of destruction to the celestial city. What is this 1678 work by John Bunyan? It is Pilgrim's Progress. still playing for that bonus in shot down. Here's the 10-point toss-up. The earliest version of this was played outdoors with frozen chunks of cow dung. Then it was played with sliced up lacrosse balls. Today it's played with a disc that has the same.
Greene, Zach.
Ice hockey.
Ice hockey is correct, Zach, for 10. And here's your bonus in shot down. I'm going to give the circumstances of death for 4 men who were shot during the 1880s. You name each. He had allegedly murdered 21 men by the time he turned 21, although contemporary historians put the total at between 4 and 9, when Sheriff Pat Garrett tracked him down and killed him.
Billy the Kid.
Billy the Kid is correct, or William Bonney. He was shot by Charles J. Guiteau, who was disappointed at not having been chosen for a government job. It took him 2.5 months to die of his wounds.
William McKinley.
No, this was James Garfield. His brother Ike escaped unharmed, but Billy was shot dead in the gunfight at the OK Corral. That was Billy Clanton. And finally, he was called the Robin Hood of the Missouri, but his cousin Robert Ford shot him for the $10,000 reward.
Jesse James.
Jesse James is correct. It was a guess. It was a good one. That brings us to the end of
10
round
bonus
3.
points.
Tina, what's our score, please?
Okay. Greene, 70. Southern Cayuga, 65.
Very, very close. Okay. We're moving in again. Southern Cayuga, you're in the ideal position because you're only 5 points behind. You'll have first choice of categories in the category round, which is coming up next. The 4 categories we'll be using in this round are first base, second base, third base, and not exactly baseball. We'll be back in a moment to see which categories they choose and how well they do with them on TC3's High School Challenge 2013. Hi, welcome back to TC3's High School Challenge 2013. Tina, what's our score after 3 rounds of play?
Greene, 70. Southern Cayuga, 65.
Okay, very, very close match. Southern Cayuga, you have first choice of those 4 categories: first base, second base, third base, and not exactly baseball. What are you choosing, Tom?
Not exactly baseball.
Not exactly baseball. I like a team that tries to gamble. This is what we go for. Okay. Remember that all of the answers will sound like baseball terms. Ready with the timer? Start the timer, please. What is the Koh-i-Noor?
Pass.
What substance is the end product of the sap of trees of the genus Hevea?
Pass.
What's a 5-letter synonym for denture?
Pass.
What's the prepared material for making pancakes or waffles?
Batter.
Batter's correct. What action prompted the loss of jobs for 2,000 air traffic controllers in 1981?
Pass.
What's the dictionary definition of celibate?
Pass.
What would a dance held for the genus Diptera be?
Pass.
Who wrote the Odyssey?
Homer.
As a noun, it's a place to keep valuables. As an adjective, it means harmless.
Safe.
Yes. What's the term coin collectors use for a coin which is in between grades?
Average.
Sorry, no. That's the last question. We ran out of time just at the time that we ran out of questions. Okay, got 1, 2, 3. 30 points. Chance Greene to steal 70 if you can answer these questions immediately. What is the Koh-i-Noor?
Bat.
It's a diamond. What substance is the end product of the sap of trees of the genus Hevea?
Pass.
Rubber. What is a 5-letter synonym for denture?
Plate.
Plate is correct. What action prompted the loss of jobs for 2,000 air traffic controllers in 1981?
Strike.
Strike is correct. What's the dictionary definition of celibate? The answer is single. What would a dance held for the genus Diptera be? It would be a fly ball. And finally, what's the term coin collectors use for a coin which is in between grades?
Out.
That is a slider. So that brings us to the end of that particular question. What are you choosing for your own, Zach?
First base.
First base it is. Ready with the timer. Remember, all the answers will begin with first, or will have first in them. Start the timer, please. What is emergency treatment given to accident victims before a doctor sees them?
First aid.
Yes. What was Jackie Kennedy from 1961 to 63?
First lady.
Yes. What hyphenated adjective describes information received from the original source?
First person.
No. What rank does a senior non-commissioned officer of an army company hold?
First lieutenant.
No. What term describes a person who makes a habit of attending the opening performance of plays?
Pass.
What collection of Shakespeare's plays was published in 1623?
Comedies.
No. What was the first major land battle of the Civil War?
Antietam.
No. In terms of possessive pronouns, what is our, O-U-R?
Pass.
What fruity name was given to the primary comedian in burlesque?
Pass.
What's the highest voice in a male quartet?
Tenor.
Okay, so you picked up 1, 2, started off well, had some problems with the rest of them. Picked up 20, chance to steal 80 if you can answer these questions immediately, Southern Cayuga. Which hyphenated adjective describes information received from the original source? The answer is first-hand. What rank does the senior non-commissioned officer of an army company hold?
Private first class.
No, it is first sergeant. What term describes a person who makes a habit of attending the opening performance of plays?
Pass.
That's a first nighter. What collection of Shakespeare's plays was published in 1623?
Pass.
That is the first folio. What was the first major land battle of the Civil War?
First Battle of Bull Run.
Yes, first Bull Run or first Manassas. In terms of possessive pronouns, what is O-U-R? Our.
Any idea? No. Pass.
First person plural. What fruity name was given to the primary comedian in burlesque?
Pass.
It was called the first banana. What is the highest voice in a male quartet?
First tenor.
First tenor is correct. So, I think it looks like both teams like the other team's category better. What have we ended up with, Tina, after 4 rounds of play?
All right, we've got Southern Cayuga 115, Greene 110.
5 points separating the two teams, but now Southern Cayuga in the lead. And we'll be coming back with nothing but toss-ups on Tompkins Cortland Community College's High School Challenge 2013. Tina, is our score official, please?
Yes, it is, Brooks. Southern Cayuga 115, Greene 110.
Okay, very well played match so far. Let's see what happens in our last round with only 5 points separating the two teams. We start this off with a 15-pointer. Don't forget, these are all toss-ups. There's no consultation, and you got to buzz in, wait to be identified, and answer. Here we go. For 15 points, these particles cannot be isolated due to a property called confinement. They have fractional electric charge and were named by Murray Gell-Mann. What are these particles which combine in 2s and 3s to form hadrons and mesons, such as the pion and proton, examples of which include the strange, up and down types?
Southern Cayuga, Tom.
Quark.
Quarks is correct. For 15 points, despite its name, it's not a blend of ingredients, but the product of the berries of the Jamaican pepper plant. What is this ground condiment that combines the flavors of cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves?
Southern Cayuga, Andrew.
Allspice?
Allspice is correct. Well done, Andrew. For 10 points, after World War I, this country controlled Egypt and Palestine. In 1948, the State of Israel won its independence from which nation?
Greene, Kira.
Great Britain.
Great Britain is correct for 10. Here's another 10-pointer. As a result of the tapping of the oil reserves of the Bakken Formation, this state is now the U.S.'s second largest oil producer. Name this plain state whose capital is named for a famous German chancellor.
Greene, Zach.
Texas.
Not Texas. Can you take it? Southern Cayuga. The famous German chancellor is Bismarck, and the state in question is North Dakota. For 10 points, its cristae are formed by its inner membrane, which is evidence of its endosymbiotic origin. What is this organelle whose matrix is the site of the citric acid cycle, the so-called powerhouse of the cell?
Greene, Alec.
Mitochondria.
Mitochondria is correct, or mitochondrion. I have a 15-point audio question now. I want you to listen and give me either the title of the man making this speech or the title he assumed afterwards.
Would wish to do without the help and support of the woman I love. And now we all have a new king. I wish him and you, his people, happiness and prosperity with all my heart. God bless.
The answer is Edward VIII, who abdicated to become the Duke of Windsor. That was his abdication speech. For 10 points, when Jimmy Carter defeated Gerald Ford in the 1976 presidential election, it was the 8th time an incumbent U.S. president had been voted out. Who defeated Jimmy Carter to make him the 9th incumbent tossed out?
Greene, Zach.
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald W. Reagan is correct for 10. Here's a 15-pointer. Types of these include emission, reflection, and planetary, and one found in Orion takes its name from its shape, that of a horse's head.
Greene, Zach.
Nebula.
Nebula is correct. Here is a 15-pointer. There are 4 very small countries in Europe. I want you to name the 2 that lie within the borders of Italy.
Greene, Zach.
Vatican City. No, this is not happening.
Okay, we'll call time on it. Southern Cayuga, can you take it? The answer is Vatican City and San Marino. 15-point toss-up now. Baffy, Brassy, Cleek, Mashy, Niblick, and Spoon are names that were common in the 1920s but are never used today to designate what sports paraphernalia? Baffy, Brassy, Cleek, Mashy, Niblick, and Spoon.
Greene, Alec.
Baseball.
I'm
Bat.
sorry. No, can you take it, Southern Cayuga? They were the names of golf clubs, if you can believe that. For 10 points, I want you to spell paraphernalia.
Southern Cayuga, Tom.
Paraphernalia.
Sorry, no. Can you take it, Greene?
Oops. Greene, Chelsea.
Paraphernalia.
That's exactly the way he spelled it. And both of you left out a letter because it's actually paraphernalia. There's an R in there. Paraphernalia. For 15 points, when a fight occurred on the original Batman TV series, the fighting was augmented by cartoon sound bubbles with words like bam, pow, oof, as each blow was struck. Words such as these, which mimic sounds, are what figure?
Greene, Alec.
Onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia is what we're looking for there, what figure of speech. For 10 points, using a style known as magic realism, Gabriel Garcia Marquez tells the Buendia family's story over the course of a century in a classic novel. Give either the Spanish title or its English translation. It's called Cien Años de Soledad in Spanish and 100 Years of Solitude in English. For 10 points, the French phrase il y a means there is or there are in English. Using the same phrase as a base, give one of the 2 ways to turn il y a into a question.
Greene, Kira.
Add esca in front of it.
That's correct. Esquilia would be correct, or iatil would be the other way of doing it. For 15 points, what is the value of the quantity x factorial minus 7, value of the quantity 8 factorial minus 7 factorial, all divided by 6 factorial. Got 15 seconds. The value of the quantity 8 factorial minus 7 factorial, all divided by 6 factorial.
Greene, Alec.
8 factorial minus 1.
Sorry, no.
Southern Cayuga, Tom.
1/30th.
Excuse me?
1/30th.
I'm sorry, no. The correct answer is 49. And that brings us to the end of the match. What's our final score, please, Tina?
Greene, 190. Southern Cayuga, 140.
Very well played, both teams. And we'll be back to say goodbye to our friends and validate that score on TC3's High School Challenge 2013. Clap, 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 clap. Tina, what's our official final score, please?
Greene, 180. Southern Cayuga, 145.
Okay, very well played. Both teams,
Okay.
only 35 points separating the teams at the end. And we'd like to thank you for coming up here and keep competing. And we'd like to thank you for watching High School Challenge 2013. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
75. Still not.